Kaylee, I know we have to have this conversation, but my goodness, I just don't want to. I'm dreading this, but I know that we do have some snow in the forecast as well.
Yeah, we do have some wet snowflakes as early as late Thursday night, but the more impactful snow will make its way towards western New York as we get into the weekend. But before we get there, we do have a more immediate concern, and that's really strong winds. And we've seen it cause some damage with trees that we've showed you around town here in this newscast. But something you may not have seen is that Lake Erie and the Black Rock Canal has seen a very significant rise. So far, about 5.5 feet. And this is a picture from one of our viewers, Mike, who sent it in of the Black Rock Canal. And to put it into perspective for you, this water is well over the walkway there, and it's splashing up onto the sides. You can see the Peace Bridge in the background for a little bit of a placement. But really, this is something that's very impactful if you are near or right along that Lake Erie shoreline. Now, the wind gusts are what's causing that to happen, and wind direction. We saw them shift from the southeast to the southwest, and that's brought those higher levels of water towards the lakeshore, but the gusts are not helping. We've seen them in the upper 40s right now for the Falls and for Buffalo. Other areas are sitting between 20 and 30 miles per hour, but notice those same regions seeing sustained winds between about 25 and 30 miles per hour. So it's an extremely windy day. Again, we've got lakeshore flood warnings in place from now through 5 o'clock tomorrow morning for Erie and Chautauqua counties. And we've also got these wind alerts to make you aware of. We've got high wind warnings in place for Niagara, Erie, and Chautauqua until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we've got wind advisories in place for that same time period further inland. So Orleans, Genesee, and Wyoming counties. Now, outside of the wind, we saw some pretty heavy rain move through earlier on in the day. At this point, the rain has sort of moved out. Many areas are actually picking up some spotty, sunny showers, and that's what you can see here on the satellite and radar. We've got just a couple of them popping up south of the city of Buffalo. Temperatures haven't fallen very much yet, but they will as we get into this evening. So far, though, now we're pretty comfortable in the mid-50s in both Buffalo and the Falls, and we've got lower 50s showing up across the southern tier. Now, this shows you that steady downward progression as we get into the overnight. Most areas will fall into the mid to low 40s. The Buffalo Metro, one of the spots that will stay actually warmest, but across the southern tier, low 40s is what you can expect. And by the time you wake up early tomorrow morning, they'll stay pretty close to it, maybe moving a few degrees for that Wednesday high temperature. Now, outside of those temperatures for Wednesday, we're back onto the rain, and we've got a little bit of lake effect rain setting up, and it will mainly impact the Buffalo Metro. As you move outside of this band of lake effect rain, we'll actually see mostly sunny skies. So similar to what we see in lake effect snow season, everybody will be experiencing something different throughout the afternoon, and you can follow this band. Now, as we get into late Wednesday evening, it does sink further south, and because it will be turning cooler, we've got the chance to see some wet snowflakes mix in for the first time this week. However, as we get towards the weekend, it's going to be more of a widespread light snow, you could say. Some lake effect snow will definitely be a possibility for everybody as we get into Saturday and Sunday. And how much are you expecting? Well, it varies depending on where you are. The north towns, just enough to see a broom, possibly a shovel on the sidewalks. But areas south of the city, you may want to get your snow blowers going. We're talking about a couple inches across those higher elevations in the southern tier. But before we get to the weekend, again, we've got to get through tonight, and this is what we're talking about. Mid-40s for those overnight lows, just some spotty showers, but strong winds really topping the headlines. For tomorrow, we've got some spotty lake effect rain. Other than that, we're going to have some breaks of sunshine. Still will be windy, not quite as bad as today, but you'll definitely notice the breeze. And then on the 7-day forecast, we cool down significantly as we get into the weekend. We're talking 30s for Saturday and Sunday, and that is going to be cool enough to, again, spark some lake effect snow. Christy?